Skadoosh, Joy Moss, Bad Boy Gaming. Happy belated Halloweens, everyone. I hope you had some fun. Did you dress up? Did you go to a party? Did you stay at home? Did you pass out candy? Did you go trick-or-treating with the kids? Watch some scary movies? What'd you do? I went trick-or-treating with my 6-year-old, and it was a blast, of course. We stayed out the entire full hours, man. We started wondering why the streets were empty. We're like, wow, it's 8 o'clock. All right, anyway. Yeah, tell me what you did. Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. This is an entire rundown of, I'd say, about half the cards that I have lost money on over the past 5, maybe 6 years, dating back. All these cards, I still have a position. I have not sold them. Didn't get rid of them in a repack. None of that stuff. I still have them. I'm still sitting on them, and I am taking a fat L. The further we go, the longer you watch, the worse the loss gets. Let's start with Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. I picked up 20 copies of this for 49 cents. Now, I can't tell you what year and all that, but, just I'm going to give you the quantity, the price, what they're at today, and the difference, how much I lost. 20 copies, 49 cents. Today, they are currently going for 31 cents. You could pick these up for. So that is a total loss of $3.60. Not too bad. Next up, Kamal's Druidic Vow. Now, keep in mind, I don't think I go over all of them because some are up in the gains. But every one of these legendary sorceries from Dominaria, I bought a bunch of, okay? Druidic Vow, 25 copies I purchased at 49 cents each. Today, they're going for 42 cents, which is, for me, a loss of $1.75. Now, of course, you'd have to factor in taxes and shipping and all that stuff. But some of these were free shipping because you spend over $5 and you get a deal. You save some money. So I'm not talking about any taxes, and I'm not talking about the price of shipping, okay? I'm not discussing it. Next card, Chancellor of the Forge. I paid 94 cents, and I bought 8 copies. I had high hopes, man. For some of these cards, there's a lot to be learned. If you watch this entire video, the things I can teach you, the things I'm going to tell you about, they all came from learning lessons. Period. I had to learn all this on my own, and I had to learn the hard way. So get some popcorn and butter up, Butterball. Let's go. 72 cents currently is what they are going for. Again, I bought 8 at 94 cents, a total loss of $1.80. Nothing crazy. It's going to get crazy. Spectral Guardian. This is actually on the reserve list. I think this is one of the cards that someone was like, Joey, there was 2 or 3 reserve list cards, and someone was hyping them up. I don't know who it was. I think Paws Brown's to blame for one of these. But I'm like, sure, what's it going to hurt? It's a reserve list. They can't go down, right? Reserve list cards usually only go up, right? Hell no. That is not the case whatsoever. Spectral Guardian. Today's market value, sitting, oh my gosh, this is a year chart, by the way, when you look at this graph here. 78 cents today. These are all near mint prices. I purchased every one of these cards in near mint, and the price I paid, I bought 23 of these reserve list cards, and this is the overall average price, because I had to buy sometimes from multiple sellers depending on the quantity. So I just gave the average price. I literally sat there, totaled it all up. I paid $1.50 here, $1.80 there. I did all this. It took forever and a day. $1.86 for each of 23 copies, for a total loss of $24.84. You see a trend here. It's going to get worse, man. Some of these cards, I don't know what I was thinking. Like Embodiment of Agonies, I'm like, oh, Flying Death Touch. I mean, at the time, this was a pretty cool card when it first dropped, from M20. Times have changed. Power level is stronger now. Because they're catering more to Commander. So there's definitely more powerful cards out than there was even 5 years ago. I mean, if you think I'm full of crap, you can think that all you want, but just ask the players. Ask people who've been in the game for 10 years, minimum, and they'll tell you. Embodiment of Agonies, this is the pre-release version, mind you. I picked up 4 copies at $2.99 each. Price today, 79 cents. Hey, at least it's gone up, right? I mean, it was sitting around 50. Okay, this was a loss of $8.80 in all. Again, not including taxes and not including price of shipping. Bloodlord of Vaskov. This card, I was like, man, like there was some hype around vampires, and I was thinking, all right, whenever you cast a vampire creature spell, I was looking for cards like that because there was like a set with vamps coming out, and maybe it was Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh man, vampires, werewolves, and all that crap. Maybe this will, explode, So I'm like, well, what's some crazy cool, cards that, people might want to pick up once, like the hype train, enters. And Bloodlord of Vaskoth was one that was on my radar, okay? And I did pick up 8 copies, $1.59 each. Price today, 55 cents. Again, at least it's going up now. In the past year, it's gone up 34%. Whoop-a-dee-doo! I'm losing a lot of money, yeah. Total loss is $8.32. You're probably thinking, this is just pennies, Joey. Yeah, just wait. Blood Sun. This one, tiny dent. Caused me a tiny dent. How many copies do you think I picked up? If you guessed 20, you're correct. I bought 20 copies for the low price of $2 a piece. Oh my gosh. Yes, $2 a piece. I was thinking, man, this could be something big. I think the price hung around like a buck or two, or no, like a buck 50, $2 for like maybe like half a year. And then everyone's like, this card sucks. However, maybe Blood Sun might be a bigger thing now because there's some lands that are coming out in a newer set, and maybe Blood Sun will find its way. And a lot of these lands have some abilities on them, like this land's a creature. Okay. So maybe down the road, hey, I waited this long, guys. In the past year, it's dropped an additional 21.21%. I could wait a little longer. So how much did this hurt? Well, $34.80 total loss for the copies I purchased. This is a more recent one. Yeah, I mean, look at this, man. There was some hype. There was even some synergy with this card. And it got exciting for a little bit, And it peaked around 50 cents. I was buying copies. The average price I paid was 32 cents. I mean, some were 15 cents, some were 20 cents, some were 38 cents, Today, the price is 23 cents, and I spent 32 cents for each of 137 copies. Currently, I am down $12.33. Let me tell you something. Speculating. I'm going to teach you a lot of stuff if you're watching this video. Speculating is a hell lot of fun, okay? Now, these are all my losses. I'm not just going to tell you about the winners, and I do sometimes, right? Like, I've made bank. I made over $1,000 off Mox Amber. I'm not talking about that. I made, oh my God, there's the list kind of goes on. Maybe that's a whole nother video I don't even want to get into, okay? The list goes on, though. Even like cards that were 25, 30, 40 cents, I picked up crap tons of them, man. I ended up dumping them for $2, $3, $4, $5. It was stupid, okay? I've learned a lot, but these lessons that I've learned come from losses, and you're not always going to hit a home run every time you're up to bat, okay? Be weary of content creators hyping up a card. Just because they played the card and it synergizes great in their deck, okay? Or even myself, if I'm talking about a card, usually I don't really do that and want you guys to go out and buy something. I'll tell you if I have a position in it. Like, for instance, I just discussed this the other day. I picked up about 20 Mox Tanalite foil etch cards. Right here, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? I'm going to sit on them for about a year or two. Wait for Star Trek to drop. My theory, something's going to happen in that set. Some time travel, something to do with suspend, cut it off for cheap. Bam! That sucker's in there. Turn 1, turn 2, you're tapping her Tanalite. Don't get lost in all the hype, though. Very important lesson. There are, I'd say maybe 3%. This is just a guess, but let's just say I know for certain it's less than 5%. Less than 5% of the cards from a new set that just drops. It's brand spanking new. Everyone's excited. Everyone's talking about it until, Monday comes and then we're on to the next spoilers. That's how it is nowadays. But there's a lot of hype, okay? 5% at most of those cards are going to go up in price. The rest are going to drop. There may be some outliers in some sets, maybe 10%, like Final Fantasy. That was an outlier, okay? For sure. But a lot of these sets, there's only a handful of cards that actually go up from the hype price. The rest of them will drop off 60%, 70%, 90% of their value. It's stupid. Some not so much, 10, 20%, while others can go up. But that is small. I cannot express this enough. Hunting Grounds Retro Frame, 67 pennies today. This is the foil version. I'll have you know, this is the foil version. Let me hear about your losses and tell me about some wins too. But these are my losses. I wanted you guys to hear this. And the list goes on, okay? Hunting Grounds Retro Foil, 63 copies. Average price I paid was $1.90. Oh my God. Total loss of $70.56. Smackaroos to the face. It hurt, all right? I'd say maybe once every 2 months I check. Did it go up? Did it go up? Oh, wow, we're at an all-time low. This is sad. Hey, it's going up. Not much, okay? Moving forward. That was a fat loss. Don't ask what I was thinking with this. Yeah, this card, my theory was, okay, something's going to synergize well with this. It just got the reprint, but the problem was I bought it a little too early. I got too excited. I waited for, I think, a month or two, and the price dropped to around between like $1.25 to like $2 the card was selling for steadily, right? So I bought a bunch of these because I thought, hey, it just got the reprint. First time getting a reprint. Maybe, just maybe, we're going to see something, some shenanigans. I think there is some cards that actually from the new set where Hunting Grounds might actually have a shot. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Some with some graveyards. Got to deal with graveyards. It's a one-drop Infernal Reckoning. Don't ask what I was thinking when I picked this up, okay? I did buy, there's also some other versions of this card that I have, pre-release. I got a bunch of pre-release copies also. I don't think I did too bad on the pre-release. Probably breaking even. But these are my losses. It's a stupid card. It's so damn narrow. So narrow, but so powerful. If this is sideboarded in, bam, Eldrazi, suck it. You're just knocking them out, dude. Exile target colorless creature. You gain life equal to its power. Not too shabby, right? It's a one drop. I picked these up. Stupid. 58 copies for about 32 cents. I lost $5.22. Moving forward. Vivian Arkbow Ranger. I was just like, this is a great, powerful card. And you know what? I bought more than what was it? 8? I have 8 here. I think I sold off 4 of them already. But when I sold them, they were I think $9 or $10 when I sold them. So, I did okay. 89 cents, guys. We're talking market value of 85 cents right now. I picked these Vivians up. 8 at $3.44. Total loss, $20.72. Moving forward. Oh, man. This card I have probably looked up the most. Don't ask why. I thought maybe this would be like when the card dropped, that's when I bought my pre-release copies. I was thinking this would be maybe the next quick thing in Modern, right? This is Modern Horizons, right? I'm thinking maybe this will be the next thing in Modern, this will be just ran in decks. Maybe White gets a boost and bam, this sucker's going in and man, clerics are going to be a thing and humans are going to whoop some ass again. The aliens are going to die. Never panned out. Torak, the Dinosaur Hunter. I bought 10 pre-release copies at $7.25. I am at a loss right now. $53.60. The price is $1.89. Yeah, there was a glimmer of hope a year ago, and it completely fell off. Now it's 187. Chancellor of the Tango. I bought all the Chancellors. Sometimes I do that. I'm like, I like this cycle. Maybe something will take off. But seriously, what the heck was I thinking? All these Chancellors are crazy high casting cost, right? The gimmick is you may reveal this card from your opening hand. You gotta have it in your opening hand. If you do, at the beginning of your first main phase, add green mana to your mana pool. It's a nice little ramp. It's got vigilance and reach. The card sucks. Don't be stupid and run this ever, okay? I don't know how this card could ever get better. Someone's like, Joey Moss, I run that in my beast gargari freaking ticker job deck. Okay, I believe you. 5 copies. $2.99 each. I bought 5. For a total loss of $11.30. Next card on the list. Ooh, Brand of Ill Omen. Another reserve list card, right? I bought 27 copies at $2.95 each. Target creature's controller cannot cast summon spells. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Until you realize it costs 4. It doesn't say, all of your opponents or anything like that. Your opponents. If it said your opponents, you best believe this card would see crazy play in Commander, right? Like, without a doubt. It's also got the cumulative upkeep. It takes 4 to bring out. It's Ice Age. It has a spot in my heart. That's the very first Magic cards I ever bought was a starter deck of Ice Age. And, it had that blue-looking worm, dragon-looking thing on it, on the cover. Great time to be alive. Long story short, $1.44. This card ain't going nowhere. Just because it's reserve list doesn't mean shit. It can lose value. This is another example of a reserve list card. I bought 27 copies at $2.95 for a total loss $40.77. Now, some of these cards were purchased 2 years ago, some a year ago, some 6 months ago, but quite a few of them at least 2 years ago. Plus. What could I say? I'm a sucker, okay? I'm like, bro, this is Urza. This is pretty dirty, right? Melding this to make the most powerful planeswalker in the game, arguably, I thought it was so cool. But the fact you gotta have 2 cards, it didn't do a whole lot. If you both own and control, you gotta have them both down. Was it like 8 mana just to have them both down? Then you gotta pay the 7. It just adds up, right? Still cool. I'm sure some people bust this out of their deck in Commander. I don't know where else it would really see play. I'm sure there are some fun casuals with it. I don't think this is anything competitive. But when I first saw it, I was really turned on because it's Urza. Dude's a stud. Know what I'm saying? Giggity goo. My favorite Planeswalker. And he got his very own Planeswalker card. I'm like, this is sick. Something I told everyone was going to happen. So what did I do? My dumbass bought 6 copies at $19.99 each. We're talking, this is the foil version. It's worth $8.82 now. I bought the foil version. This sucker ain't going anywhere. In 10 years, if it doesn't get a reprint, it might be $16. It might double in price in 10 years. But it's not going anywhere. This card, prime example of don't let your emotions blind you. Don't be blindsided by your emotions, because that's where you fuck up. Trust me. That applies in a lot of ways, in a lot of instances in life, a lot of situations, a lot of circumstances, especially when it comes to spending the money you work hard for. And yeah, I got taken for a ride on this card. But also, timing the market is huge. Now, if we could time the market perfectly, we'd all be rich, right? Of course. But it's just not that simple, okay? It is not that simple to time the market perfect. I learned a lot of valuable lessons. I mean, like, I thought, like, this card was going to go up. I'm like, $20 foil. Yeah, count me in, buddy. But, you know, little that I neglected all the hateful crap I've said about the mass printing of cards and foils lately. You know, like, it's like foils are a dime a dozen now. That I failed to apply that in my purchasing techniques, you know. Stupid. So what happened here? Yeah, I lost a bunch of money, guys. $67.02 off 6 copies. Yeah. This one is a prime example of content creators, you know. Don't get caught in a way. I'm guilty of it too. I watch other content creators. I'm not going to say who it was. But this card, I gave it a once over. 7 drop, okay, Titan Ministry. Creature Elemental. Elementals were kind of popping off a little bit here and there at the time. Reach, trample. When it enters the battlefield, choose 2. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Gain 5 life. Create a 4/4 green Wino. Oh, Wino, yeah. Wino warrior creature token. Put a shield counter on a creature you control. 7/7. The problem with this is there's no protection. It just doesn't really protect itself. You know, I mean, yeah, the create a 4/4 green. No, it dies to removal. And I get put a shield counter on a creature you control. Whoop-a-doo! You're spending 7 mana. I could think of a billion other things I want to do with 7 mana. But I got excited. I watched a content creator, and he said he was picking up a bunch of copies. And I'm like, well, damn, I want to pick up a bunch of copies. He's probably the reason the price was up. And again, I bought this, I want to say, within 2-3 months of release. So the price was hyped. Titan of Industry Borderless, I bought 26 copies at $5.30 each for a total loss of $91.26. Nope, I doubled down because I'm a bozo. Pre-release cards. I got the pre-release, baby. Gotta love it, man. Quantity, 6 at $7.10 average. I lost $17.04. It's going to get a lot worse really soon, guys. This sucker's at $4.26, and it's going nowhere but down because people realize it sucks. Maybe if it said, like, elemental enchantment or some shit, maybe it would have helped. But nope. Oath of Ghouls. This was me on my own. I'm like, you know, another reserve list card, Exodus. During each player's upkeep, if there are more creature cards in that player's graveyard than a target opponent's graveyard, the player may return a creature card from his or her graveyard to his or her hand. That's cool, but it's kind of slow. It's not doing a whole lot. There is some interest in it lately. It went up, what, 40 cents? Yeehaw. Over the past year, it has gone up 13.13%. $3.36 is what the card's valued at. I bought, not a lot. This one, I only bought 3 copies. $7.69 for a total loss of $12.99. Stupid. Braids. This is another example. There's so many lessons to be taught here. And if you just take my advice, because I've been around the block, more ways than one, baby. I've seen a lot of shit, okay? And when it comes to Magic, I've been in the game since 1996. That's pretty far back, okay? There's not much further back other than like 2 years prior, 3 years prior, you know? When you're in the game that long, that's a lot of learning experience. And when you see how the game changes, you know, I was around when we only got like, what was it, 3 sets a year? 4 sets? Oh my God, I can't remember. I got to think about it. We had blocks, you know. I was around when blocks went away. I was around when they introduced, you know, inventions, and you know, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. You know, when Modern was created, when they just whatever. Okay, when Standard was changed. You know, when Standard had an extra year added to it. Just all types of shit. Right? Here's another lesson. Braids Cabal Minion. Bans. Just because a card gets unbanned doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. It means nothing. Card gets unbanned. Cool. Oh, now I can play it. Casual folks been playing it all along. They still value it. So if it doesn't pan out competitively after it's been banned for X amount of years, guess what? No one gives a damn. The card fizzles, the price kerplunks, and the set's been out for several years now, and there's 29 available copies at 46 cents. How much did I pay? Oh my gosh. This was right after the ban. I paid for 6 copies, $4 each. Total loss of $21.96. I basically flushed all that money down the drain. Why did I do it? Don't ask. I don't know. But it was a learning lesson. It was a learning lesson. Soul Echo, Mirage. Another set I held dear to my heart. Soul Echo, this is reserve list. I bought 15 copies at $5.48. One more time. Here's the price, $1.06. Just because a card is on the reserve list doesn't mean squat. Also, the time I was buying these cards, in my defense, was during the explosion when COVID, which we're going to get to in a moment. Woo. When that was happening, everyone was at home, and they had nothing to do but go online and buy a bunch of crap, right? And the sports cards went crazy. Trading cards went bonkers, Everything seemed to double, some triple, quadruple, like almost overnight. It was like nuts. Everyone was buying up everything, Well, this was during that time. I'd say half of the cards you see on this list in today's video were from that time. Soul Echo, Mirage. How many did I buy? If you must know. 15 copies. Total loss, $66.30. Tolarian Entrancer. Don't ask what I was thinking. Tolarian Entrancer, reserve list. Yep, $7. I bought 2 copies. Total loss, it's at $2 now. $10. These, oh my gosh, another lesson. I'm telling you, if you watch this entire video, you're going to learn a lot. So, sun-baked crayons over here. I've never called it anything different. Sun-baked crayons. Modern Horizons. When this set dropped, it was hype. It was also around, the pandemic stuff, around that same era. And this card at the time was $14.45. And I'm like, man, these are pretty good. They're not amazing, but I think they're pretty good. I'm going to pick up some copies at $14.45. Cards going right now for $2.69. It has done nothing but go down. Here's the lesson to be learned here. When there's a new land out, especially a new dual rare land out, be very, very weary. There's going to be a reprint. A reprint is going to happen. It's just right down the road, and it's just a matter of time. It's inevitable. No card, unless it's reserve list, goes without getting a reprint. Even though Magic, 30th edition or Magic 30th anniversary edition begs to differ. Yeah, big flop. Should have charged $10 a pack. Would have sold like hotcakes, baby. The lesson to be learned here is reprints. Reprints. And also, the card it was all right, but I gave it too much credit. I'm like, man, that card draw is pretty dope. Got to pay 1 life, and maybe, it'll slide into a certain deck. Well, guess what? I went balls to the walls. That's right. I got Fiery Islet. I got Waterlogged Grove. I got Silent Clearing. I got Nurturing Peatland. I got the entire cycle. And you know what I got? A swift kick to the wallet. Sunbaked Canyon. Crayon. $14.45 I paid. Loss of $23.52. It gets worse. Fiery Islet. 5 copies. $15.60 a piece. Total loss, $64.75. But wait, there's more. Waterlogged Grove. This one, wow. The reprints go burr. 95. It's at 95 95 cents, guys. It's at 95 cents today. What did my dumbass pay? $13.20 for 3 copies. Total loss of $36.75. And to close out the cycle, oh, I'm sorry, we got 2 more. Silent clearing. This was the cheapest one at the time, $9.40. I want to say I bought these like 2 or 3 months after release, roughly. You have to time match that, I guess, with the price. But how do we do here? Yeah, this one still seems to be a bit up, $5.84. Why? Probably because it hasn't gotten that reprint yet. Or it's in black and white, really, is what the big deal is. I'm pretty certain Clearing got the reprint also. Narrow. Expect to see this card reprinted very soon. I should probably dump the last copies I have, because this bitch is going to go to like $2. It'll probably be one of the more valuable ones. The only time it got the reprint was Universes Beyond Assassin's Creed. And wasn't it like a special version in Assassin's Creed on top of that? So yeah, it's at $5.85 market price right now. I paid about double that. And total loss, $17.80 after buying 5 copies. Black and white, though, that color combo is pretty good, you know, gain and drain. But it hasn't got the reprint like the other ones. Here's Nurturing Peatland, $5.89, $5.71. Why is it still up, you ask? Probably hasn't gotten really the reprint, right? I spent $13.50 on 4 copies each. Total loss of $31.16. Let's take a look here. Hasn't gotten the reprint yet. But have you noticed if you go to like Waterlogged Grove, it got the reprint. What happens? What happens when we get reprinted into Oblivion? The price goes to shit. Okay? And it's inevitable. They all got, like, a bunch of them got, not all of them, got reprinted in Assassin's Creed. Universes Beyond Doctor Who as well. And I thought there was one other thing. Well, Modern Horizons was where it first dropped. So this one saw 2 specialty sets. Expect the other cards. Oh boy. Expect the other cards. Silent Clearing. Expect that. And expect that Waterlogged Grove definitely got printed. Expect all of them to get more reprints. Put it that way. Moving on. Oh man. Now things are about to get really ugly in the next 10 minutes. Oko, Thief of Crowns, Borderless, 4 copies. I paid $27. Total loss of $67.16. Price is at $10.21. But wait, there's more. Yeah, this is 1 copy that I came across. $124. I bought this card because, and this was, in my defense, it was during Standard before it was banned. Holy shit, was this card powerful. If you were playing during Standard like I was at the time, you know how powerful this card was. Not only that, but it had the borderless treatment, which was brand freaking new to the community. So when Throne of Eldraine hit, Oko was just this insane card. Wizards, I guess, didn't play test enough to see it just how powerful it was. Yeah, it's like you're only allowed to have 1 copy in your deck. No, I'm just kidding. You can't play it all in Standard. But, you know, other places, 1 copy is good enough for you, man. Here we're sitting at $31.83 for the foil. I spent $124 on 1 copy for a total loss of $92.17. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of other cards that I bought 5 copies of, 10 copies of. Tons and tons. But these are the cards that I still have. You know, a bunch of the other ones I got rid of when you know, the time was right or whatever, you know. Mark it, time it, guys. You learn a lot. Kaya, Orzhov Usurper. Oh boy, baby, did she do me dirty. 22 copies I picked up for $4.85. Again, it was during the hype train of a bunch of crap. She was seeing a lot of play at the time as well. She was also in Standard. I think it was the 2nd year of Standard when I bought these. $4.85. What was I thinking? 22 copies. Total loss, $99, guys. $99. I'm pretty certain she got a reprint, didn't she? Oh my gosh, yeah. This one really hurt. Yeah, this one really hurt. And now the Ghost Assassin. Ooh, the foil of that's pretty good. List reprints. Yes, dude. I'm so glad they did away with the list. Right? The list is gone, right? It's stupid as hell anyway. They replaced the list with just valuable cards and alternate arts. They listened to every fucking thing I've said. I swear. Collector boxes. I talked about it like 3 years before when I'm opening Standard Showdown. I'm like, man, it'd be cool if, they would introduce like, just sell us a pack where we get all the foils and get rid of the commons and shit and just stick to like the rares and mythics and stuff. Man, I'd buy that all day. Within 2 years, bam, they were dropping it. They were now they're everywhere and I talk shit about them. I can't stand them. Careful what you wish for because you just might get it. And when you get it, you might not know what to do with it. Now look at the price of that shit. Brand new set drops, $400, $500 a box. Are you kidding me? Stuff inflating to $800, $900 hype prices, coming back down to reality checks of $420 Spider Boy. Like, things are just wacky doodle, man. And even $420 is crazy. That thing should be like $250. What happened to the good old days? $200. $180, Dead and gone. The old days are dead and gone. Collector boxes are only going north, man. Unless they really jack up print runs on those suckers, they're here to stay. Just constantly going up, man. Kaya really whooped my butt, man. Yeah, Kaya gave me a little beat down here. 99 smackaroos. What else we got? I bought, oh my God, this was dumb. There was a first mystery booster convention box, right? I only mentioned one of these cards because I bought over 30, 40, different of these convention edition. What were these called? Playtest cards. This was back in 2019. Wow. I'm like, this is really cool. This might be the next big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if they just limit it. I should have listened to Rudy. They can print it into oblivion. There was no limit on the print for mystery boosters. There's no limit. There's no limit. It just keeps on going. They can print as much of the shit as they want. And you can't just go into a store and buy it. Is that something? Ain't that something? Well, there's a lot of it out there. And also, who the hell cares about this? Now, if these were limited, if they only did like maybe 1 or 2 waves, and then put a kibosh to it, axed it, cool. Move on, be done. Nope. There was a whole bunch. Not only that, but then they did a second wave and they got rid of the stamp right here. And I'm thinking, that's around the time I bought them, actually. I'm like, let me think about this. These are going to be rare because they got the stamp on them, right? Yeah. People are going to want these, right? No. People really don't give a shit. I paid, this is just one example. I bought like at least 30, 40 of these playtest cards, right? Still sitting on a bunch. Oh boy. I think I have all of them still. Except a couple, like the more expensive ones I sold because I'm like, I'm not losing any more and I just saw it tanking. Yeah. $18.79. Total loss, $17.71. 6-7. Your mama's 11. All right. Fabled Passage. Extended art. This one did me dirty. Guys, it's going to get really ugly really fast now. I bought 4 copies. Average price of $77.82. This is for the foil version. Remember, Throne of Eldraine was something. And I think it was about 6 months in, and I'm like, I don't know if we're going to get a reprint of this Fabled Passage anytime soon. Now it busted ass shit like Evolving Wilds out there doing its job, right? Fabled Passage, it got the reprint. And it got the reprint more than once. And it's just a really good card that they decided it's just going to be that. It's going to be a really good card. And they need to print more of them. I was paying $77.82 a copy for the foil. Because I'm like, well, people are going to desire these like Throne of Eldraine extended, the very first of its kind, right? Like shit, right? Doesn't that make sense? I mean, it made sense in like everything else, like rookie cards from sports. It made sense in Pokemon shit. It made sense in everything but Magic. Magic, it doesn't really seem first edition shit unless it's alpha, beta, reserve list stuff. Really alpha, beta. That's, and Arabian Nights and some legends, shit. Maybe some antiquities and a couple cards, It doesn't really matter, right? Past all that. Unless it's like the early foils, but they were rare. They weren't so common. You'd be lucky to pull what, like 3 or 4 foils in your entire box of cards. That's scarce. That's why those old foils are worth money. Collectors want the what they had when they were growing up. They're like, that's cool. But it's not just that, right? It's not just that, I had when I was younger. No, they were rare, dude. They were rare. The shit they're printing now, it's not fucking rare. It's not scarce. They're everywhere. You want to get something rare, get yourself a serialized card. My head will spin if I see a reprint of a card numbered to 250 or numbered to 500. What if they reprinted the 101 One Ring? Wow. You can't put anything past this company because all they care about are their shareholders. They made this very fucking clear about 7 years ago. It's been a while. When they basically told people, you're going to get fired if we don't start doubling up how much money we bring in annually. We got goals. You either meet them or get the F out. And that's when you started seeing all these changes. It's all about the money. Then again, in life, what isn't? Rolesk Apex Hybrid Warm Spark. You guys are going to laugh at me. I'm an idiot. Oh my God, man. I picked up 177 copies of this card, paying an average price of $1.20 each. I still have all of them today. They're still sitting in the nice little package that I bought them in. It's down to 41 cents. I'm like, man, this is good. It's not the most powerful card, right? But I like that it does the double proliferate shit. Like when Rolex dies, proliferate, then proliferate again, but you do got to have it die. When it enters to +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control, I'm like, that's kind of cool. It is a 5-drop, but the power level has just gone insane, especially with creatures. At 5, you can get a lot better than this sucker now. Not only that, but it started showing up in a lot of commander decks. And the price just went to crap. They like to reprint Rolesk Apex Hybrid. And I'm like, wow, what a loser. I thought they reprinted a hell lot more than this. That's all it took was the one Commander Streets of New Capenna. They probably got a shit ton of that stuff, though. No one even wanted those New Capenna crap, dude. New Capenna Commander, don't those suck? Give it time. Everything that sucks gets unsucked eventually. Rolesk Apex Hybrid, dude, big L. Minus 100. $139.83. If I forgot to mention, minus $264.24 for Fabled Passage. Lazav, the Multifarious. This card did pan out. Like, if you're gonna buy like cards like this, you have to be on top of it 24/7. It's kind of like sports cards too, If you want to be in it for the flips, if you get an inkling like this could be a good card, or like you get to see like a leak from a new set and the card's just going to synergize like crazy and it will, and there's not many other cards out there that can do it how this card does, buy it up before everyone else does, before the price gets crazy, and then sell it when the price starts peaking. Sell it when it doubles, triples, quadruples, 10x's. It's easy to 10, 15, 20x Magic cards. I've seen it so many times. I've done it. I pump and dump all the time, or I used to. Giggity. I used to pump and dump a lot more when it came to flipping cards. I really don't anymore. I like to sit on them for a while and just let them collect dust and take a look around at all my failures. You know what I'm saying? I was kidding. But no, I have a lot more winners than I have losers in my Magic the Gathering wins and losses, which is going to surprise you when you hear some of these numbers. Multifarious, what are we looking at, baby? I bought 30 copies at around $1.85 each. Total loss, $47.10. Timeless Lotus, big kick right in the nuts. Bought it during hype. Don't ever do that. This card just isn't that good. It's cool. You get one of each color. Some decks, they want that, but there's cards that could just make anything, like, any color of Magic you want, and they're cheaper than this. But adding 5 mana is pretty legit. It does enter the battlefield tapped. That's kind of lame. I mean, that's really lame, to be honest. That's like ultimate lame crap. But there's ways around that. And it had Lotus on it. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to make some bank, baby. Hell no. I bought foil copies at $48.64 each. I bought 2 of them. Total loss, $66.68. Hold on to your butts, guys. This card, I have no absolute clue what I was thinking. I seen a lot of commander cards like take off, and I'm like, maybe this card could do something. It wasn't this card, but I watched this video and I couldn't remember the name of the video or the content creator that made it. And this is like 5, 6 years ago. Whenever this dropped, 2019, yeah, 5, 6 years ago. And I'm like, this card has a chance. Like, okay. It was the wrong card. I bought the wrong damn card, and I paid too much damn money for it. 21 copies at $3.15. Minus $55.23. I got taken to Pound Town. Yeah, that card's never going to be shit. Tezzeret. I fell into the hype train yet again. I believe we were having a big artifact set that was announced that was about to like drop, and I fell into that hype train. $6.13. I paid 5 copies, $22.50 each. Total loss of $81.85. You don't want no part of this shit. Space Godzilla, Death Corona, Void Beckoner, Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths. People have asked me, Moss, how many copies of that do you got? This is a rough estimate. Okay, I went on eBay and I tracked down a whole bunch of purchases, and I went on to TCG Player and tracked down a bunch of purchases. I know there was a few other websites I was buying from. I didn't track those down. I still have them. I think over time I maybe got rid of about 30 of my copies. 30 of my copies. I bought over 104 copies. The average price, $22.25. I know. I know. And it's the foil version, guys. Yeah. There's not a big difference here. Foil or non-foil. Do you know what that equates to of a loss? $1,948.96. Down the drain. Holy shit. This card in 10 years, it might be $8. It might be $8 in 10 years. This dude's mass selling them. A lot of people had the same idea, and they're like, a lot of us took a big L on this card. This was like one of the first times they introduced like a somewhat limited supply or like a special guest kind of card. This was like the first special guest card that they slipped into decks, right? Was Space Godzilla Death Corona. That was them like testing the waters. And now you see that stuff everywhere, right? Had I had that knowledge, hindsight's 2020. Had I known what I know now, then, yeah, there's no way in hell I would have picked these up. And I was for sure. I'm like, man, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. The problem was these were like 1 or 2 per box. They averaged at least 1 in every collector box, sometimes 2. And there's 12 packs. Do the math. These were more common than like the rares. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, it's an uncommon. I get it. But I thought it being like a special insert kind of thing, it was going to be more limited, and it just wasn't. And then Ikoria got opened a lot. Ikoria is still one of my favorite sets of all time. And it has absolutely nothing to do with this card. I've never once ran this card in a deck. Strictly speculation purposes of why I purchased it. Nothing else. But also, why the hell does anyone want to be reminded of Corona? This card's garbage. It shouldn't even exist. Soon thereafter, they're like, let's do Neon Ink. Put it on another shitty card. Yes. Anyway, a whole nother topic. Yeah, almost $2,000, guys. So to end on a good note, because I don't want to leave a bad taste in your mouth or my mouth, right? That's not how we do things around here. A lot of negative there. I did not tally it all up. If anyone would like to, if you just sat there with a calculator and just read off the difference, I mean, I could tally it up probably in no time here, but I'm looking at around probably $3,200, probably like between $3,300 and $3,500, maybe more loss, just off speculation, or falling into hype or FOMO. Be careful what you spend your money on, and especially when it comes to trading cards. But here's some crazy shit for you. You know what you're looking at here? That's right. That's Captain Engathrod. I bought 8 copies of this extended art at $2.65 each. Yeah, cool, right? Not bad. Yeah. You even got a reprint, Secret Lair. Cool. $10.57. Card has gone up, right? Not bad. I also picked up foil versions of this card. This is 3 cards I want to discuss. Crazy shit. 4 cards of the foil version, right? You can't find one for TCG Player for sale for under $149.55. These cards are extremely scarce. Not only are they scarce, but if it's a good card, if they see play. This came out of the Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate Commander decks, right? And there was a chance you could get one of these cards. It wasn't a for sure thing, but there was a chance inside your Commander deck you could find one of these cards. And if you did, baby, you hit a home run, baby, right? At the time, they were worth like a decent amount, like $20-$30 the foils, Some had some crazy hype. The one dragon, I think, was hyped over $100. Yeah, I bought some of those too. I know. But we're not here to talk about that dragon. This card. It's very interesting. This is how scarce these suckers are. Okay? For one, this is all that's available on the market and near mint. Okay? There are cards. These do exist in like light play, for example, right? There's quite a few more. Oh, maybe not. These cards are really rare, okay? And scarcity is everything. You go to eBay. I typed it in, baby. 13 results, because I couldn't find anything matching it, right? This is the highest price to lowest. You are looking at it. There's none on here. There's absolutely none anywhere for sale. Not in foil. You go over here. Is that a foil one? That's probably not. It might be. Is that a foil one? No. This one. Where did it go? Oh, I thought it said $179. I'm tripping, boo. They don't exist. I already went through this. I don't know why I'm doing it again. Here's the sold column. Nothing. Highest to lowest price, guys. None have sold, and none are for sale. How do you feel about that? That's how scarce these cards are. take a look at this sucker. Passionate Archaeologist. I bought a few of these too. How many did I buy? I bought 2 of these at $50 at the time. Asking $199.99. Market does have it at $77.60. It does say a recent sale of $20.84. There's not many of them on the market. And the people that do have a lot of these are local game stores because they cracked a bunch of the commander decks. And like basically the LGSs and like big companies like the WPN stores and shit, because they open up mass product, right? And they were the ones that found them. So like, what do they do? Some sold, early on, but quite a few held on to them, and a lot of them are still sitting in boxes. You gotta go by the box. You want to find one? Go by the box. There's a slew of these. It's the foil extended art versions that are worth a lot. The non-foil, watch this. It's like night and day. $36. 25.12, right? To like 200. It's insane. Go online. I found one asking $243. 2, my bad. This one, $80.83. So there's just not many of these on the market. I think that was it. There was just a 2. There's one that's wackadoodle, man. Wait till you see this. I bought 2 of these as well. Sanity Flare Zelix. At the time, I paid $36 for 2. Today, $41,425.24. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, baby. I don't know what is wrong with this market, like with the data here. I mean, if these are the only ones for sale, then yeah, that's why it shows that. These must be the only 2 for sale. I think there's one more. What's the market value say? 40. Well, market value says 42.30. Only 2 here. You go on eBay, there's only 1 for sale, and there's none that are sold. And this person's asking $300. You can't find another one in foil extended art. They're not out there. They're all the non-foil version. The non-foil were a lot more common. It's the foil ones that are just, what the hell? But this card in particular just seems to be really scarce. Here's the sold. Nothing. There's absolutely no copies that have ever sold in the last 3 months of Zelix Sanity Flare. So cool. I'm sitting on like a $47,000 card. Bada bing. Probably not, but these cards are very, very scarce. And I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 8 copies of the foils, depending on the card, of the extended art foils from this set. Because I'm like, that shit's scarce, and people are going to want those. And they only come in a very narrow product, It's got to be from a commander deck, and it's not always a hit. I'm like, and I think there's like 12 of them or something, 10, 12, someone correct me, I can't remember, from that series, but really, really cool stuff. Let me know. I'm sorry, I did go on a rant here, but I wanted to give it to you guys, real good, real nice. And man, get some exercise, because gosh, man, it makes all the difference. I've been going to my local rec 2, sometimes at most 3 hours every day. I went every day this week, minus one day. I actually needed some rest. Minus one day for cardio. Basketball. I put my earbuds in, man. I needed exercise bad. Oh, wow. I feel like so rejuvenated. I feel like the veins in my legs like bursting open and stuff. I even got better at basketball. I started like copying how like NBA shooters, I'm like, why do they all do the same thing when they go to that like free throw line? They all have the same stance, they pay attention to how their feet are positioned, they bend the knees, they exhale. Like I copied it all. And dude, my accuracy, like it went from, I'd say my accuracy was probably 25%. So 1 out of 4 shots that I made, didn't matter where it was, it would go in. That's pretty bad, right? Since I started taking my time and like just kind of mimicking the pros, you know, just how they shoot, right? I made 9 free throws in a row the other day. I made 4 out of 5 half court shots. That's a wacky one though, but the free throws is really important. Now I'd say my accuracy is between 30 and probably 35 to maybe 40%. Actually, probably higher than that. The one day I feel like it was like 50%. Like I was on fire, dude. I was just like whoosh, 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 you know? But from the free throw line, I think I could shoot probably like, I'll make 5 out of 7. Before I learned, like, you know, I was watching what the pros do. Not anyone gives a fuck about this, but before I did all that, like, man, I would maybe make 2 out of 7, you know? But there's a reason that they do that and have that stance and the exhale and all and just all of it, you know. And there's a reason. Anyway, the exercise felt great. I've been feeling a hell lot better about a lot of things lately. You know, I was a little depressed for a while, but it comes and goes, you know. But man, I've been digging myself out of a shell. And there's only one place to go, baby, and that's up. Let me get some dubs in the comments. Let me know what you did for Halloween. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like. If you made it this far, say "Run, Joe, your hair's on fire." If you made it this far in the video. Thanks for watching. And yeah, let me know any cards that you think could go up. Maybe I'll lose some money with you. Skadoosh.